What's up there, LEGO fans? Welcome back. Alex and my lovely wife Mindy are here, and we are going to attempt to review this beast of a LEGO set, Batman, the animated series, Gotham City. It's so big you can barely see us.
We're here.
Hi, we're back here. Yeah, we might have to move this to one side. I have no idea, but we're going to try to do this. We're very excited for this this review. Let's go ahead and introduce this beast. So yes, officially, this is Batman, the animated series, Gotham City, set number 76271, contains 4,210 pieces and will retail for $300 US. Now, this will be available to LEGO Insiders on April 1st. April Fool's Day. It will be available to everyone as of April 4th. So there you have it. So this thing was fun to build. There's a lot of cool stuff we got to talk about here. But if you guys are not familiar with Batman the Animated Series, I don't know why you're watching then. No, I'm just kidding. We go way back in time. The show actually ran from 1992 to 1995. Wow. It was on Fox Kids, and it had 85 episodes. So now I'm going to come clean here, guys. I am familiar with the show. I've seen a little bit of it, but I was not a fan or super fan of it. Nothing against it. It's a very unique and interesting show. But I will say this. If you are familiar with Batman the Animated Series, you're going to go crazy for this thing because the amount of Easter eggs in here is just insane. But I digress. I don't want to go too crazy. We got to go in order here, babe.
Okay.
So let me start with this.
Okay.
Because you really wanted to be part of this review.
Yeah.
Tell me why.
I actually have no familiarity with the series, but it was so fun watching him build it. It is one of the coolest sets. Batman has cool sets.
He does have cool, because he's Batman.
But it's so fun. Like you have the shadow box thing.
The shadow box, right?
That is cool. I haven't seen any other sets like that.
Unique.
Yes.
Truly unique sets, yes.
Yeah. So this is a set you want to get if you like the unique and awesome. It's kind of micro scale, right?
Yeah, it's micro scale in the sense that of the size of the buildings.
Yeah.
From the front it is, but it's flat.
Yes.
As much as it can be. Now, it does have some depth to it.
So much depth.
Well, yeah, but at the bottom, at the base here, it's probably about, I don't know, 6, almost 7 studs deep.
Yeah.
Because it can sit on its bottom like it is right here in front of us.
Yeah.
But it also can be hung up on a wall. So there, at the back here, there are some hooks. There are 2 sides, or 2 hooks, for you to hook it into. So yes, this can go on a wall, or it can be displayed on a tabletop or desk somewhere.
Or even like a pretty small shelf, like not super wide shelf.
A very narrow shelf, yes. You are right. If you don't want to put holes in your wall. But there are some Technic elements or beams that roll out here in the back for additional support.
Ooh.
Very nice.
No, this is such a fun set. I even got you a shirt because...
Oh my gosh, let me show you guys. You see it?
That's so
Suck
fun.
it in. Yeah, so it is brand new. This hasn't been in my collection for many, many years. It is literally just like a week old. She was so she was so excited about this. She's like, I got you something. I'm so excited. Here you go. I'm like, thanks. All right.
Everyone needs a Batman shirt. I mean,
you're not wrong.
Right?
Especially this. This is pretty cool. I like this.
I know.
It's a very comfy shirt.
It fits you. It fits your personality. It fits your body.
It fits my dark personality. Not really. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about some of the details of this set. Let's first talk about the instruction and build experience with that. So there are 2 instruction booklets. Both of them, of course, pretty darn thick because this is a big set. But what's really cool about this is that, yes, you can build this with a friend or partner, no problem, because you're building one side or the other, and you literally meet in the middle. So there's about, I think, 44 sections, if I remember correctly, and about 19 or 20 or so for the first half, about 20 or so for the second half, and then the final 4 sections meet in the middle and complete the set. Very organized.
That's cool.
At the beginning of the first book there, awesome information, again, about the build from the design team, and fortunately, they do give a little bit of a diagram about some of the Easter eggs and characters that you can find throughout the build.
See, that's good for people like me that have no idea as far as like what Easter eggs to even look for.
There are so many. And that's why I think
It's
if you're
so
a fan of the
cute.
animated series, you're going to have a fun time building this.
Yeah.
Because there's so many Easter eggs in here to the show.
Yeah.
One more thing with the build, as you're going through, each bag that you open has a reference to a real episode in the animated series, and it gives you the name of the episode. So there is a connection with what you're building with the name of that episode. I thought that was brilliant, and it was a fun thing to put in there. I always love little things like that as you're building.
And this wasn't a repetitive build experience. There was kind of the basic principles. So cool.
It never got overwhelming because there are so many sections. So as you opened up each bag, there is a very manageable amount of pieces in front of you. Now, they're small pieces, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of tiny pieces in here. This is a 4,000 plus piece Lego set. So just keep that in mind. It's going to take some time to put this together, but it never felt tedious. I never felt tired of it. I always enjoyed building section after section after section and seeing the connection with the rest of the canvas here.
This is like one of the funnest, coolest, most unique, awesomest sets that I've seen. And
Mindy's a fan, if you can't tell.
I am such a fan, and I'm not even a Batman fan. It is such a fun set.
Different, yes. So let's talk minifigures.
Okay.
So this has 4 minifigures. You, of course, get Batman. You get, of course, the Joker. You have Harley Quinn, and you have Catwoman. What's really cool about Batman is that he has a cape that is unique to the animated series. So his cloak is black on the outside, but blue on the inside.
Ooh,
I think that is so cool. Kind of a blue,
navy blue.
Their faces do have backs to them. So I think some people were hoping that the Joker would just have a front face so they could give him his hat. He does not have his iconic circular hat. He has this very dark green hair. That's a very common hairpiece actually with other Jokers that we've seen in other Lego sets.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Okay.
But I do like that they give him this display. Other big Batman sets also do this as well. So this is like the 3rd one. So the collection of these brooding tops of buildings are quite common in these Batman sets.
It was so cool.
So,
What else?
the build.
Yes.
There's a lot going on in here. There's a lot of depth. There's a lot of Easter eggs. So let's go ahead. I'm not going to show you guys everything in this thing, as I think it is part of the experience of this thing, putting it together. But there's 2 things that I want to, well, maybe 3. First one, of course, is the Wayne Manor. So you have this thing open up here. You see the inside. You see Alfred there. But it also has the Bat Cave underneath it. So you open that, it reveals the Bat Cave. The Batmobile is in there. And yes, it does have a Batmobile as well. And you can see Batman and Robin down there running along. And there are a lot of these tiles in this thing that represent minifigures or characters in the show. I want to say there's close to 40 of them. They're all stickers. So, and yeah, there are stickers in this, guys, but not a lot. Not so many that I thought, oh my gosh, this is exhausting. They're all mostly part of the character representation throughout the build. In the Batcave, we also have a door that goes down so he can get the Batmobile into Gotham City and respond to the Bat Signal, which the Bat Signal, by the way, is the very central or focal point of this build. It's on top of the police department there, shining into the sky. It's the last piece that you put on here. And I tell you, when I put that on there, I thought, that is super cool.
Oh, that's cool. What a great way to be like, this the crowning jewel.
It was the capstone, yes.
Yes. It's cool. It's not a sticker.
Not a sticker.
That's printed.
Absolutely. Now, the other one I want to emphasize here is on the other side, which is Arkham Asylum. There are 2 things that we remove here to take a look inside of the people inside of it. But what's really cool about this is that you go down into the sewers, you see a little rubber ducky representing the Penguin, and I love the looks of that thing. And what's really neat about this is on either side of it, there's little cracks that you can see inside. So on the Wayne Manor, you can see a little bit into the Batcave, and on the Arkham Asylum, you can see a little bit into the side of it, as well as the sewers.
So, question. I know that this is layered, like you can take a building off. Is it easy to take them off and look inside, or is it a little difficult?
I am glad you brought that up. I think I counted 17 items that you can remove out of the build to reveal interior spaces or Easter eggs. So here they all are. I pulled them all off just for the fun of this video, so you can see them all. I won't explain all of them, but if you guys know the series, a lot of these are going to look very familiar to you. A lot of the buildings are going to be familiar. The characters are going to be familiar. There are so many great little intricate details throughout here. It is a lot of fun to see.
Well, and from like a non-Lego and non-Batman person's perspective, just the unique and really fun elements for the buildings, and I love the micro stuff. You know that I love that.
Yep.
But it's so fun. Oh, I just love it.
So I mentioned I wanted to say 3 things that I want to point out here. The last one is the Acme Chemical Company, because that is where you have the vat of acid, and it's perfect in there. It fits so well. There's a number of episodes that feature that, one of which is the episode of The Man Who Killed Batman, I think is the name of it. Every episode might be represented in here. Don't quote me on that. I have no idea. I haven't seen all 85 episodes, not even close. But I will say this. Many people have asked, why is the sky red? What's going on there? Is that really how Gotham looks? Well, the sky is red because this is inspired by the iconic opening credits of the animated series. So it recreates all the dynamic colors and familiar buildings of the Gotham City skyline as pertaining to that opening. So if you haven't seen it already, go ahead and just go on YouTube, open up the animated series opening credit, opening scene. This will all make sense.
Oh, this is so cool. It's not fair. How do they think these things up?
I don't know. It takes a lot of time and talent, babe.
Oh.
However, it's not all stickers for the minifigs. There is one printed element, and it is Batman himself standing on top of a very tall building next to Wayne Enterprises in his very famous stance overlooking Gotham City.
I see it.
You see him?
Yes.
Mindy found him. There you go.
It's like a Where's Waldo?
Where's Batman? And of course, the cherry on top, you guys, is that you have Batman spelled out here on the very top in the same lettering that you see, of course, in the animated series.
Very
nice.
Specific font style.
So that is a quick look at the new Batman, the animated series, Gotham City Skyline. A huge thank you to the LEGO Group for providing us this early copy for review. Now, I want to answer a question that was posed to me a little while ago.
Okay.
If I had a choice between this and the Shadow Box, which one would it be? Now, I love the Shadow Box. It is a great, very unique LEGO set. And I couldn't answer that question on the spot. I had some time to think about it. I even brought the Shadow Box up here and compared it. So here it is in front of the skyline here. As you can see, obviously this set is bigger as far, well, it's taller and wider. But when you open up the Shadow Box, well, then it's no competition. It's very, very long. But I think in terms of interest, pieces, and kind of like playability, gosh, I think the Skyline edges it out. It is $100 cheaper. The Shadow Box is $400, and it has fewer pieces than this. Of course, they're bigger pieces.
Right.
But there it is. That is my opinion. I think this is the better deal. I think it's the better set. The Shadow Box is unique and fun in its own right. However, this thing just puts a smile on my face. I just love the depth and detail of it. You know, one thing I don't think we mentioned was the fact that it has like very popular buildings that are seen in the show, but there's depth between the buildings. Between the buildings, you see other buildings kind of hidden in there in the distance, and it's just filled up. I love that look. I think we're giving this thing a lot of praise, but I want to say there's one thing that I don't like. And this is what happens when you build anything that's really long and relatively thin. But if you look along the top here, it does bow a little bit. There's just no way to get around this as you put a lot of plates together, and the longer you make them, you can see a bow.
Oh, yeah. I can see
That's
that.
not a deal breaker. I think it's fine, but that's just one thing that is just the way it is when you build in these Lego bricks in this way. Okay, before we sign off, I want to ask Mindy a question here. There is a kind of a famous actor who plays the Joker in this. Do you know who voices the actor? Hint, he is in Star Wars. Do you guys know? I'm sure you guys who know the series know.
Star Wars?
Star Wars, yes.
The voices for this series.
He voices the Joker.
I didn't.
Yeah. Do you know?
No.
He's one of the main characters, if not the main character.
Harrison Ford. No.
Nope, try again. Next. Most popular character.
Luke Skywalker.
Luke Skywalker, a.k.a. Mark Hamill.
Oh, yeah.
He
Sorry,
voices
Mark.
the Joker. There you go. That's all right. I'm sure Mark is watching going,
I know.
can't believe she got
The
that
other
wrong.
guy.
As he's drinking his green milk or whatever it is on that island. He drinks blue milk, he drinks green milk, whatever. All right, guys. Well, our next challenge is finding out where to place this thing, so stay tuned for that. In any case, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
And bye-bye.